Good morning. This is White Raptor News Ministries. How's everybody doing? All praise and glory to the mighty Most High, our Creator, who is one God. There is none like him. Blessings to the children that serve one God. I'd like to welcome all you, my new subscribers. I picked up a few subscribers from TikTok the other day. Also, I posted a video, a short. That's what brought most of you to my room. I'd like to welcome you to the room. This channel isn't what you really think it is. I was in a terrible accident about 11 years ago or so, almost killed myself, hit a telephone pole, took out 10 chain link fence, rolled down an embankment, and then slammed into a tree. The airbag deployed when I hit the telephone pole. And then I took out the chain link fence, rolled a couple times, and then slid into a tree. Lost a kidney over it. And during that time, most people will tell you, I was pretty much out of it and everything. It wasn't until later. People will tell you that they met Jesus, they saw Jesus and all that. I didn't meet Jesus. I didn't go to heaven. I didn't go to hell. I really don't remember it, man. And I've been working on this channel, and I started reading the Bible. And what I did is I learned through this accident that what we're being taught by Christian ministers is a portion of the Bible. It's selected parables. They don't read the whole Bible to you. And then I come to an understanding that we're not being taught the truth. And that only came from me reading the Bible myself. I got a lot of my religion back then from the television set. A lot of what I learned about Jesus Christ crucified was from churches and from what I would watch on television. Okay, so this channel here is more for about saving souls and explaining the hidden meanings of the parables, because I have gained a great deal of knowledge, understanding, insight, and wisdom over the course of the last 3 years. I've put thousands of hours into the Bible, reading it, deciphering it, decoding it. And this is why you have movies like the Da Vinci Code, because this Bible is a code. It's written in code, and it tells you that it's written in code. You only have to read and start to understand what the Bible is telling us, that you have riddles. And that's what this is. It's riddles that are written in the Bible. And it's proven here in Proverbs. I love this proverb, 1-7 of Proverbs, the Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for gaining wisdom and instruction. So this information is wisdom, and it takes instructions for understanding words of insight. I share words of insight because I've deciphered the Bible. If you stick around at this channel long enough, you'll clearly see that I have unraveled the mystery to Revelations 13:18, and I make a lot of sense to Revelations tied into Genesis. All right. Doing what is right and just and fair. This is what we need to do. Do what is right, just, and fair, for giving prudence to those who are simple. So be kind to those that are simple. Be wise, knowledge and discretion to the young. Meaning we don't teach our children about sex at, say, 4 or 5 years of age. But most people will tell you that you don't teach your children about sex at 7 or 8 years of age. But I'm telling you that if you're not talking to your children about sex in a prudent manner and bringing them knowledge of the world in a manner of wisdom that they can understand to guide them the right direction, then what's going to happen is the world is going to teach your children and then they're going to get it all the wrong way. They're going to get it all backwards. So knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning. Okay? And let the discerning get guidance for understanding proverbs and parables. So the proverbs and the parables are written in allegories. They're written in a form that are often, many times, literal, but other times are figuratively. Okay? Let the wise listen and add to their learning. You see, because this is wisdom, what I'm sharing with you. This insight that I share about the Bible, the stories, they don't make sense, but I will help you to make that you see the parables that they do make sense. If you can graft the pieces together, you got to understand there's 66 books, right? 66 books in the Bible, which is an odd number. Now, there's been 8 that have been taken out. I would have loved it if there had been 6 books taken out and there was only 72 books. That would have been a nice connection to 666. And that's what this channel talks about. More than anything else, I talk about the 666 system. Okay? And it's the most profound, enlightening information that you'll ever come across. Okay. Okay. What happened here? Something just happened. Give me 1 second here. Don't know. Let the wise listen and add to their learning. See, because when I heard this information about the scriptures and I saw the different texts and I started reading the different texts and then I begged for the truth, and there was a channel that was brought to me before I started studying this information over there, Wrap the News. Okay? And let their discerning get guidance. Very important to understand proverbs and parables because they're metaphors, they're allegories, they're riddles. And let the wise listen to their own learning. And let the wise listen and add to their learning. So that's telling us that this is an ongoing process. I have a great deal of wisdom, but every day that I write something up on the board like this and then I complete it, it helps me in my wisdom. It helps me to grow and add to my wisdom. And let the discerning get guidance for understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. Okay, 6, for understanding the proverbs and parables and sayings and riddles of the wise. So the Bible is a riddle. Revelations 13:18 is a riddle. Here is a call for wisdom. Okay? Let the one with insight calculate the number of the beast. Excuse me, I just got done eating. Calculate the number of the beast, for it is a human number, and his number is 666. This is a riddle, folks. Okay? The riddle's telling you that it takes wisdom and it takes insight. For the understanding proverbs and parables and sayings and riddles of the wise. So this revelation takes wisdom and insight to understand the riddle of 666. But we're not going to go into that today. Maybe later on I'll put together a video. But I'm going to be taking care of this anytime that I have a chapter with less than 20 parables, because that's about how many parables I can get up on the board at one time. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go live. This writing these scriptures down like this brings me a great deal of learning. It allows me to remember the content, a 3-to-1, folks, rather than just reading it and then reading it and reading it. I'd have to read something like 6 or 7 times to put it to memory. Whereas if I write it, I remember a great deal more of the parables. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and begin. We're at Leviticus chapter 2. When anyone brings a grain offering to the Lord. Okay, who's the Lord? Okay, who are we talking about here when we're bringing grain offerings to the Lord? Anybody who wants to write it down in the comment section if I'm wrong. Okay. I keep telling people that the Lord is Yahweh. Problem 15:3 of Exodus. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. Yahweh is the proper name for the God of Israel. They also have Yah, and they also have Yahweh. Okay, and these are what? 3 different names. Also, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. 3 different names. All claiming to be one God. Okay? So whenever you're talking about the Lord here, it's a man. Okay? It's a spiritual man. And that's key to understand. Okay? There's a difference between the spiritual man and the fleshly man, the carnal man. Their offering is to be of the finest flour. They are to pour olive oil on it, put incense on it, and take it to Aaron's sons, the priests. The priests shall take a handful of flour and oil together with all the incense and burn this as a memorial portion on the altar, a food offering, an aroma pleasing to the Lord. The rest of the grain offerings belong to Aaron and his sons. It is the most holy part of the food offering presented to the Lord. Now remember, folks, Aaron has just got done building a golden calf while Moses was up there. He didn't even argue with the Israelites. The Israelites said, build us, make us a god, is what they said. And all Aaron could say at that point in time is, bring me your gold. Welcome to whoever came in. So Aaron says, bring me your gold, and builds him a gold calf. And yet he's still a high priest. That doesn't make sense. And his sons. It is the most holy part of the food offering presented to the Lord. If you bring a grain offering baked in the oven, it is to consist of the finest flour, either thick loaves made without yeast and olive oil mixed in with the loaves made without yeast and brushed on with olive oil. If your grain offering is prepared on a griddle, it is to be made with the finest flour and oil and without yeast. Crumble it and pour oil on it. It is a grain offering. If your grain offering is cooked in a pan, it is to be made with the finest flour and olive oil. Bring the grain offering made of these things to the Lord. Present it to the priest, who shall take it to the altar. He shall take out the memorial portion from the grain offering and burn it on the altar as a food offering, an aroma pleasing to the Lord. The rest of the grain offering belongs to Aaron and his sons. It is the most holy food part presented to the Lord. So all this stuff presented to the Lord, and it's being taken to an altar, fresh bread, okay? Presented fresh bread daily with the best flour, the finest flour, and the best oil. Every grain offering you bring to the Lord must be made without yeast, for you are not to burn any yeast or honey in a food offering to the Lord. You may bring them to the Lord as an offering of the first fruits, but they are not to be offered on the altar as a pleasing aroma. Season all your grain offerings with salt. Do not leave the salt with the covenant of your God out of the grain offering. Add salt to all of your offerings. If you bring a grain offering of first fruits to the Lord, offer crushed heads of new grain roasted over the fire. Put oil in the incense on it. It is a grain offering. The priest shall burn the memorial portions of crushed grain and the oil, together with all the incense, as a food offering presented to the Lord. So like I said, this is a real short bomb. What's up? Thank you very much. The Holy Glow. The WHOLLY, Holy Glow is what I'm talking about. Right on. I'm glad to see you in the room. Well, like I said, whenever I have these, this opportunity to write an entire chapter up on the board, I'm just going to go ahead and go live with them. You know, get some live shows going. Get a little shorts going. Like I said, I want to, if you're a new subscriber, I've picked up 11 subscribers in the last week. If you are a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. I guess now that I've finished this portion of the show, that I can go ahead and share a little bit more about 666. Because everybody needs to understand that revelation. I wish I wouldn't have erased it. The revelation is 13:18. Here's a call for wisdom. Good morning back to you as well, Ali. Glad to see you with me. All praise and glory to the mighty Most High. Welcome. Say hello to each other. This is a good thing. So in Genesis 1:1, it says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. In the beginning is time. And what is our time construct made up of? It's made up of 60 seconds, 60 minutes, and 24 hours in a day, right? So when you add 2 plus 4, that's 6. So the time construct in the first verse of Genesis chapter 1 is the reality of the first beginning of 666 right off the bat. When you also go to John 1:1 and you say, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word is an epithet to Jesus. In the beginning was the Word Jesus, and the word Jesus. Yeah, John Kenneth Carpenter is my full name. Yep. See, I don't have to hide anything. I'm not afraid of anybody anymore. I just Whatever's going to happen in our lives is going to happen. Okay. There's nothing that anybody can do to change their course of their life and what's going to happen to them except turning back to God. When you turn back to the Spirit, the living God, the self-existing eternal one, you are on the right path then, and you will not be walking contrary. That's the only way that you can convert. It's the only way that you can make a change in your life, is to completely turn it over to the self-existing eternal creator. So you have both of these. Jesus is an epithet, and when you add the sum of the word, it comes to 60, and 6 plus 0 is 6, and the word said 3 times in the parable is 666. So you have both books starting out with 666 on this, which has everything to do, like I said, with Revelation 13:18. Here's a call for wisdom. Let the one with insight calculate the number of the beast, for it's the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay, it has everything to do with the first or the sixth day of creation. It's not difficult when you really think it through, and you start understanding that the Bible is written in these parables, in these metaphors, in these riddles. When you start figuring it out and crunching some of these numbers and opening your eyes, because this isn't something that just fell on me. I mean, I did take a download when the creator, the spirit, or should I say mankind, revealed themselves to me as being evil parasites. It allowed me then at that point in time to turn back to my creator, the spirit, and love him and worship him and call on him alone. It's the only way that you can change your life, is to have the spirit, always asking for the spirit to be upon you. It's been a while since I pointed out that the Washington Monument stands 6,660 inches by 666 inches. It was designated October 15th. 1 plus 5 is 6, 1966, and it took 6 years to build. So that's a lot of sixes. Why did we have to stand 6 feet apart during this pandemic, and when we're buried at 6 feet under? The World Health Organization, with Bill Gates and his patent number for the vaccine, WO 2020-060606. When you add the sum of Bill Gates' name, it comes to 78 or 87. One of those, 87. 8 plus 7 is 15, and 1 plus 5 is 6. The patent number, as I said, is 060606. You remember when Donald Trump said on Fox News, which is 666, because F is the 6th letter, O the 15th, 1 plus 5 is 6, and X is the 24th, 2 plus 4 is 6, 666, Fox News. And President Trump said on Fox News that all news is fake news. That was a presidential truth bomb to the people right in front of your face, that all news is fake news. It also says in the Bible that 2/3 of God's children will perish for lack of knowledge. Well, 2/3 is 66.66666 ongoing. 2/3 of God's people. It also says that 1/3 fell from heaven of the angels. 1/3 of the angels fell from heaven, and that is 33.33333. And we all know that 3 is a representation of the pit. So exactly, it is Abaddon, angel from the abyss, is the definition, or the Strong's Concordance for number 3. Jesus Christ's number in Greek is 2424, and 2 plus 4 is 6, and 2 plus 4 is 6. When you break it down, that's 66 right there. 66 in the Strong's Concordance means living in the fields, as in wild, savage, and fierce. So his number in Greek, 2424, breaks down to 66. 66 is living in the fields, wild, savage, and fierce. What they're talking about are the wild animals, or the beasts of the field. They're created in the sixth day in Genesis 1:25. Satan, 666. 3 equals triune God. Yes, exactly. Your name is John. Are you my John? No, I'm not anybody's John. Sorry. I need people to tell people who I am. I am the proof, the way, and the light. The proof, the way, and the light. Nobody comes to the what? Father, but through me. Isn't that John 3:6? Or no, it ain't. That's John 14:6. 666, triune God. Right. So President Trump said on Fox News that all news was fake news. That was a presidential truth bomb to the people, telling you that everything you see on the mainstream media is all fake news. I'm telling you folks that these people have went to the streets live on these shootings and stuff. I don't mean that the shootings are real. I mean that they've taken Hollywood out to the streets is what they've done. Okay. And they're acting out these scenes like a damn rodeo show or a gun show or somebody who puts together this act, and they're out there taken to the streets. And people are dying because of what? Corona, which is also 666. Corona is the sixth letter of the alphabet, or Corona has 6 letters in the spelling. And when you add the sum of the word Corona, it comes to 66. Corona is 666. Bill Gates' name breaks down to a 6. His patent number is WO 2020 060606. COVID's acronym is Certificate of Vaccination Identification. When you spell COVID backwards, it's DAVOC. DAVOC in Hebrew means Dibuk, which is an evil spirit capable of moving through either a human, an animal, or humankind. Isn't that peculiar? Humankind. Why? What's the difference between human and humankind? Well, that's what I'm trying to teach. That there's 2 races of people. It's not a black race and a white race, folks. It's 2 races of people. It's a serpent race, an alien race, a stranger race. It's a race of flesh suits without the spirit on them, and then another race that was created that is of the spirit. So anyways, I want to thank you all for coming in and sharing with me this morning. I'm going to try to get Exodus 3 up today and get that one taken care of as well. All praise and glory to the mighty Most High. I hope you all have a wonderful day. This is White Raptor News Ministries. Peace.